You're here with Sam on Slammin' Tunes, and today I have a very special guest. I have Cliff and Kyle from Vie Jester.
Hey guys, this is Kyle from Vie Jester. I play guitar and I sing.
This is Cliff from Vie Jester, and I play drums and backup vocals.
All right, hey guys. So I've got a couple of questions for you. We're gonna just kick this off right here. You guys have a really cool band name. I'm curious, how'd you come up with it?
Well, we wanted something that was original and creative, that wasn't already taken, so it's easily identifiable. So we just thought the two words were cool. The definition of Vie is to strive or to compete, and the definition of Jester, everybody knows that, is an entertainer or more a clown, so we're just striving to compete, clowns, basically. There's a few different meanings for it. Actually.
I grew up enjoying a lot of like competition, like boxing and stuff like that, watching with my old man, and that's actually a favorite thing of mine to do, and also a hobby. I do like to box and kickbox and stuff. So the word Vie it comes from that kind of terminology when two competitors are vying for like a title or something like that. I thought it would just be kind of cool to throw in because I've never really seen it before.
Very cool. So that brings me to my next question. How long have you guys been performing together?
Since we were like 10 years old, actually.
Yeah, man, it's been almost 20 years.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So where was your first show at?
Actually at a junior high school, but we were in elementary. It was a 5th grade talent show.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly like a show.
That was the first time we performed.
It was a talent show. I think we were like, Cliff was like 11, and I was 10, and we had just learned how to play, and I think we performed Nirvana. And we did pretty good. Like, we were both on guitar at that time, and that was our first quote-unquote performance. But, I mean, if you're talking in terms of, like, an actual venue show, I think our first show was at the Irwindale Speedway.
In high school.
Yeah, back in high school. That was pretty cool.
You know what? I'll take both of them. And both of them were really good answers, man. It's not too often that you come across a band that's been around or together as long as you guys have been already. It's really impressive.
Thanks, man.
So when you're sitting down to write your music, and what comes first? Do the lyrics, or does the melody, or a combination? Walk me through your songwriting process.
Well, for me, usually when I'm starting to write something, it just begins as a guitar piece. Also, I'll have like lyrics that I've set aside, almost more of like a poem, not quite set to the riff. But if I start with a riff that I'm just kind of noodling around, I'll show Cliff. Cliff and I'll get together. He'll lay down a sick ass drum beat, and we'll kind of go from there. And I'll take from my collection of lyrics or poems something that might fit. And if something's not quite vibing, or if I have another idea for a lyrical pattern on the riff, I'll just kind of go with that and maybe take a concept or an idea from like a book that I've been reading. Or Cliff and I we're really into the same kinds of things as far as like metaphysical stuff, kind of occult stuff. We're not like super dark, we don't worship Satan or anything, but that kind of stuff is really intriguing. Like Jimmy Page was hard into that. I don't know if you knew that. Jimmy Page was very deep into the occult, as a matter of fact.
Wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, most people aren't really, but he actually purchased a house that was owned by this guy named Aleister Crowley, who's considered one of the grandfathers of like black magic. So yeah, he was hard into it, and people who knew him said that he didn't practice it, which is, I understand that because Cliff and I are just
bullshit.
Cliff and I are the same way. We don't practice that stuff, but we find it very intriguing.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's it's good to have hobbies or interests that really inspire you.
Yeah, raising the dead as a hobby is
yeah, it's a great hobby until you actually do it, right?
Exactly. Until the Ouija board starts moving and there's fucking spirits in your house.
Gotta deal with Azrael again.
So I was gonna ask you, you guys have any hobbies outside of music? And you guys pretty much nailed that one down. Is there anything else that takes up your time?
Nothing out of the ordinary, really. Like, I'm really big into sports, like watching and playing them, and reading, like you said already.
Yeah. Like we get a lot of our information for the concepts of our music from reading and watching documentaries and stuff. But we're both into sports. Cliff's really into sports. I'm mostly I just like to kind of compete and practice boxing and kickboxing and stuff, and that's my main sport that I watch, like MMA and stuff like that. But
Yeah, Kyle's an awesome athlete, actually.
and I'll thanks, bro. And I'll get kind of like, be a fan for a day if someone invites me to go see a Dodger game or a Laker game or something. But I love to watch any team and sport. I'm not super what's the word, one-sided or anything. Just a team's a team.
He's not a fanatic.
Yeah, I'm not a fanatic. I got big into the Kings thing when the Kings took it, but that's just kind of what you do when your team goes all the way.
Bandwagon.
But I'm a bandwagon boy. But
You sound a lot like me with that. I'll go catch any live game,
yeah,
but you won't catch me sitting around in front of a TV watching it.
yeah. Just it kind of takes too long. I feel like I'd rather do other things with 3 hours of my day. But to each his own. Sports are awesome, but for me personally, there's nothing you can't beat being there in person. And that's what I'd rather do.
Definitely. So you say that you read a lot. What's the last book that you've read?
Actually, right now, I'm almost finished with a book called The Holographic Universe by Stephen Talbot. And it's about the nature of reality, basically. I don't want to go too far into it because it's kind of stale if you're not into that stuff. It's a little dry, but that's the last book that I've read. And actually, we are writing a new song called Hollow Graffiti that's going to be on our new album, and it has a lot to do with the kinds of things the concepts that are talked about in that book.
It's interesting that you bring that up because I was going to ask you any new tracks, an EP album in the works.
Yeah, we just got lucky that we picked up an opportunity to record at a college called Pinnacle Recording School. And this is actually through a buddy of mine. Well, he's my uncle now. But he set up a couple of days for us to go in and record with students that are being directed by, Grammy-winning engineers. And this is all for free. So we get to track and do that. That's coming up quick. This is an opportunity that we couldn't miss. The problem is that we don't have a full set of completed tracks. We're working on it right now. We'll be there. We'll definitely be there, but that's going to be in about 4 weeks, and hopefully we can release this material October-ish. Yeah, early October.
Really cool. I definitely look forward to checking it out. I know that your songs, when I ask artists, what's your favorite track or what's your favorite song so far, I get this I get a wide variety of answers, but generally musicians tell me, I can't pick between my songs because they're all kind of my baby. They all mean something different to me. But do you have a personal favorite?
My personal favorite to play, I was thinking about that, is Players of Paradox, the one that we did a video for. Because, I don't know, it's kind of, I really like playing it live. It's kind of been a challenge, like the tempos of it. And then also that's been my favorite to listen to. But like you said, like a lot of musicians say, it's kind of hard to pick. It's not like a favorite by a lot, but I'd probably have to say that right now. And of course, the new ones that are coming out are even better.
Yeah, I agree with Cliff. I think there is a fine line between when you say like what is an artist's favorite. I think you can treat each song as your child because you work so hard to achieve that one individually. But really, everyone's got their favorites. I think even an artist is like, come on, you got a favorite. And what Cliff was saying is, you have a favorite live and to listen to. Cliff's happens to be the same, but for me, live, it's probably either Paradox or Manifest. And then to listen to, I get an awesome chill out vibe from Humanity, because that is a slower tempo song for us. And it's really pocket grooving.
It's kind of proggy too.
Yeah, it's a little different. So when we play that live, it's really, really fun. But sometimes I just enjoy just kicking back and listening to the soundscapes that we were able to achieve on that, and also that we got a lot of help from our producer. Shout out to Daniel Balstocky over at Revolution 9 Studios. You did a great job recording and mixing with us. So.
Yeah, that was one thing I did notice when I was listening to your tracks. There is a big variety between between one song and the next. You don't have that mono sound, which is it's definitely really nice to have that flexibility and that ability to play various types or various styles of music, or really just change it up and really capture or pique other people's interests.
Absolutely, man. I totally agree. Not sorry to cut you off, but
No, it's all right.
yeah, I mean, I feel like sometimes when I listen to music from artists these days that are in our genre, I guess you would call hard rock or even like metal, but they're all just it's so predictable, and it's like, okay, I basically heard that riff in the last other two songs that you had. And one gripe that I have as a guitar player listening to metal is all the songs are in the same key based on the tuning of the guitar, whether it's drop D or drop C or whatever, wherever they're at, that's their key, for like the whole album. So I strive when I write to put some versatility in not only the key of what the song is, just for to change things up, but also in the tempo and groove, and that's where Cliff comes in. Cliff is very, very versatile with his drumming. This guy
tries so many different styles.
Cliff, what are your influences, man? Like R&B, even like this guy, like funk, prog.
Jazz fusion. I got really into it in my 20s, and took a lot from that. Like, that's where the real king of drumming is, I feel. And like funk drumming, So I get a lot of influence from like Danny Carey from Tool on the drums.
Yeah, we're gonna have some more funky grooves in some of the new tracks that we're recording. So I'm stoked.
That's really cool. You go back and look at some of the greatest rock bands. You're talking about like AC/DC, Metallica. Anybody through the '90s. You've got Nirvana and Soundgarden and Pearl Jam. They all change it up. They all have that versatility to play a song that just rocks your ears off, and then another one that really just makes you sit back and go, wow, that's just awesome.
Absolutely.
Just totally just chill out to it.
Soundgarden, man. Soundgarden, I think you nailed it. For me, is probably the best example of versatility.
Even their new album is really good.
Yeah, all their songs, like every single song is in a different key, and they're all different grooves. And I think it also just has to go with the capabilities of Cornell and his range. Like they wouldn't be able to do that if they had like a Kurt Cobain or something like that. He just doesn't have the range.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Definitely true with that. I hate to do this, but I've been just looking at the clock and I'm realizing we need to take a break, guys. So, Kyle or Cliff, you want to announce us into a track?
Okay, guys, check this out. This is Manifest, the first song off our Cognizance EP, Vie Jester.
All right, we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
refined, never dejected when affected, as I've made manifest this, never leaving, believing, never leaving, I believe it. Dance in a dream, manifest my head. Oh no, this is never dead. Chance in the sea, just how far we've come. Like the soul we've just begun. Dance in a dream to manifest what I've said. Dance in a dream to manifest from my head.
All right, you're back here with Sam on Slammin' Tunes, and I'm hanging out with Vie Jester. I've got Cliff and Kyle,
How's it going?
Almost that's what's dead.
and we're just hanging out and talking about music and what's really next for them. So I have a question that I ask of a lot of bands, and I'm going to ask it of you. Do you have any advice for new artists or artists that are looking to just get started?
My advice is follow what you love musically, and just try to learn from it. And when you're young, just keep practicing, because you might not always have the time when you get older.
Definitely.
So just kind of, if you pick your instrument or what you want to do musically, just kind of keep at it and just don't give up, and then follow what you really love influence-wise, and then it'll be okay, because you kind of find your own voice through admiring other artists and like replicating what they do.
That was awesome.
That's some great advice. Do you have like a list of artists that you really look up to?
Yeah, hundreds.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know what's funny is actually Cliff and I grew up listening to mostly the metal bands that influenced, you know, basically any band in our genre.
Pantera.
But I think Pantera for sure. But I think what makes us stand out is our other influence outside of the genre. So for me, I'll just give you an example. Like, what I do when I write is I'll make a playlist on my iTunes app or whatever of songs that to me really broke boundaries for bands in any genre, whatever. I don't care what it is. Just whatever that genre of the band was, a song that helped them to get out of it. And I'll just listen to all these songs that are genre-breaking tunes, and I'll be like, man, what is it that they tried different here? And that kind of frame of mind helps me to expand and step outside of the box for myself when I'm writing too. So just to put myself in those shoes of being very, very artistic, despite not listening to music that's in our genre. I think that's one of the things that helps me. So, I mean, I'm talking like The Police, Rage Against the Machine for sure, although basically everything that they did was groundbreaking in the early days. I listen to also a lot of classical music like Debussy and, Fauré and Saint-Saëns, but I listen to also world music. Who's the African guy? Babatunde?
Oh.
Yeah, Babatunde. I mean, we're talking some pretty out there stuff that you wouldn't think, a regular metalhead would listen to. I'd also listen to bossa nova, but as long as it's got rhythm and as long as it's got melody, I'm into it.
And you can hear the diversity in your tracks, and I think that's what really drew me to you guys as a group. Was that diversity?
Well, Cool, man. Yeah, we try, and if it comes out in music, then we've at least partially succeeded. So thanks, dude.
Yeah, I spend a lot of hours looking at a lot of bands. I spend a lot of hours on Reverb Nation and SoundCloud and all of the major outlets, looking at bands. I'm browsing through YouTube. I'm working Twitter over, and there's a lot of the same old out there, and you guys are not in that group. And that's what really drew me to reaching out and contacting you guys about this interview.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
So, speaking of which, how can people find your music? How can they find you? This is your chance to pimp the crap out of your site.
Well, we just recently launched our band website. We had one before, but we got a new domain.
www.viejester.com.
That's the main one that we're proud of. But then obviously the standard ones, like our Facebook is probably our number one site because most people check it, and it's where we put our most content. And then also probably YouTube is probably third.
Yeah, you can look at basically any of the major social media music websites and add a /Vie Jester to it, and that's where we're going to be. Facebook, YouTube, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud,
Twitter, Instagram,
iTunes.com/Vie Jester. So all that stuff. If you guys want to check us out, please do check us out and listen to our music. But the cool thing is that you can actually get everything that those sites have to offer right at our www.viejester.com, because it's all linked up. All the social media sites are linked to that. On our website, you can purchase the music. You can check out our music videos. Check out our new blog that I just started. And our blog is actually pretty cool because it's basically every show that we play. I kind of do a little bit about the venue and the other bands that we played with. You can join our fan list. You can buy shirts that we have. Anything that you think that you would want to do if you enjoy our music, go to that website, check us out, find out about our biography. You can check out, like I said, all the other social media networks as well.
Awesome. I have just a couple more questions for you guys, and they're kind of just personal questions. What was the last live show that you saw?
Actually, we went together to check out this band in the LA scene. This band called Socionic, kind of in the vein of Tool, a little bit.
Yeah,
they're really cool.
They were cool.
And then Elixirs on Mute played with them, and I was over in Hollywood. And before that, I think
was that the guy with the 7-string bass? 7-string guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that band was insane.
Yeah, we go to a lot of local shows, but like mainstream was probably we went to Alice in Chains and Jane's Addiction.
Chains and Janes.
I'm sure it was. A couple of my favorite bands, actually.
Dude, we're going to see Soundgarden.
Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, and that's going to be in August. That's the end of next month, man. Can you believe that?
That's going to be an awesome show.
9 Inch Nails and Soundgarden, dude. Yeah.
20 years ago, people would have laughed at you putting those two, together at the same show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like some of the only ones from that era that's still together, and still has a following.
Oh, definitely. This is probably my absolute favorite question to ask. What is the weirdest thing you've seen at one of your shows?
I don't know, Cliff, you want to take this one? We see some pretty weird stuff from time to time.
One time when we were playing, this one older lady, probably in her 40s, I think she was on drugs. She just started humping the hell out of this bar post. The whole time we were playing, she was just humping this bar post, like drugged out of her mind. That was kind of unique.
Yeah, it was distracting to the point where I think I was like confusing lyrics. And I think at one point I even just stopped singing, and I was just like, hey, everybody needs to stop what they're doing and imitate this lady right here, because that's where the party's at.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that definitely is hands down the weirdest thing that's ever happened. I don't think we've ever had anybody like throw anything, gross up on stage like a used condom, but I'm waiting for that day.
All right, guys. We've been here for the last, half an hour hanging out with Cliff and Kyle from Vie Jester. and really killer stuff. Check them out at viejester.com. And Cliff or Kyle, you want to announce us out to our last track?
Yeah, this last track is called Players of Paradox. We've got a music video for it out on YouTube that we filmed with Brian Cox out in Digital Iris Productions. You guys check it out. It's definitely fun. We had a great time filming it, and we hope you enjoy the way it sounds.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate your time today.
Hey, thank you, man.
Thanks, Sam.
It's been fun.
Challenge for those who like to play. Yeah, can you bind me down with affection? Your affection. No, I hardly have love because I know it's such a cruel game. Well, I'd have to say, but I'll stay and laugh at them with much love. But every once in a while I see myself in you, child. Every once in a while I see this paradox between us two. Is it like we're murdering the players of this paradox to come back again? I'm running sideways, scared of differences we share. You're no good to be my twin flame. There's no exceptions, no exceptions. Is it my own